You do LinkedIn all wrong. I'm sorry to break it to you. No boring content. Don't do it. So on LinkedIn, we have all those people, like potential investors, we have potential clients, we have potential employees. And of course, we also have potential partners, competitors, and suppliers. Maybe also regulators. So there's like loads of different target audiences on LinkedIn. And who shouldn't be missing is you. So this is like the first step we have to get straight. You should be on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, that's good. That's really good. But are you active? Are you posting the right stuff? And that means basically like also, are you reaching the right people? So is it targeted what you're doing? And now you might be thinking like, man, this guy starts really boring me because this looks like, I don't know, marketing 101. That's definitely not what we're trying to do here. So what I want to really focus on and what I'm doing and trying to execute and exercise with my clients is we want to get the money going, the money flowing. So get you some extra sales and leads, get in front of potential clients and customers. And basically try to stand out from the competition and get you in front of potential investors. Again, like getting you money, driving growth. So this is really those people we are focusing on to get you connected to those people to become number one. And I don't know if you see the similarity already, but to get you in the same room as those people, that's usually where you go to these big ass trade fairs, expos, conferences. This usually in B2B is how you get access to those people. So you actually go to these expos, have your booth there, like your little tiny spot on the map basically. And then there's like thousands of people strolling past. It's like some are potential clients, 98% is people, they just look, they try to grab themselves like some sweets or whatever you have lying around, like some pen and paper, some pencils, some goodie bags, and then they walk on, right? So trade fairs, expos, conferences is really a tiresome game. So let's say this is the only chance you basically really have to connect with your target audience, right? So what did we say? It's like potential investors, it's your potential clients and customers, depending on the services or product business you have, and to stand out from competition. So let's go by it one by one. Investors, they might go here for screening, right? Clients and customers want to figure out what products to buy, and competition, of course, wants to see what the others are doing and stand out from the competition. So it's a really crowded place. And yeah, let's do some basic math here. You go to a fairly big trade fair, like let's say AutoSense, some DVN trade fairs, you go to IAA, you go to Auto AI, I think it's called in Berlin. So there's loads of those. The booth is gonna set you back somewhere. IAA is like probably the most expensive one. Let's say 20k euros for the booth. All right, then travels. So you have 4 people on site, 2 to 4 people. Travels, let's say 2,000 euros each. That's already, let's say 2x 4 k, right? $1,000 or euros. So you're like 8,000 euros in for travels, roughly, right? And then those people can't do anything else in those days, right? So you usually calculate with like something around 800 to 1,000 bucks per person per day spent. So you have 4 people, 5 days, like a whole week gone. That's gonna be what did we say? 4 times 5. So that's 20x. Let's say 1,000 euros. So this is also setting you back like another 20k. So going to one of those trade fairs costs you a whopping 50,000 euros, right? So my question is, what's your ROI? Like, what is your return on investment on those like 50,000 euros? Is this well spent? I don't know. It probably comes down to the specific cases, but we shouldn't forget that it's not just one trade fair. Let's say you have to be present at least 4 to 5 events. Maybe they are not all as expensive, but let's say on an average, your marketing budget, it's setting you back a good 250,000 euros every year to show up. So this is 50. So 250,000 euros, let's take this. So B2B spend or invest in marketing. And this is just marketing. You're not really closing sales yet, right? This is just like getting you in front of people. So this is basically, we're talking here exposure. Translates to, it's not equal, but it translates to attention. And this, like across potential buyers, right? Attention across potential buyers. So this exposure sets you back at approximately 250,000 euros every year. Why are you doing this? Like, this is a whopping number. Is this actually translating into sales? I don't know. You don't know. Is it measurable? It's really hard to measure this. So this is really like this paradigm of marketing that you spend a lot of money, you don't really know what it translates into. But for sure, you're doing it because most probably, why are we spending this? Our competitors are there. Sure, our competitors are there. You want to show up. If potential clients walk past the competitor's booth, they should also see your product next door, so they consider you as well. Got it. The investors are there. Again, yes, sure. Like, they go screening. You don't want to be left out. 100% understood. And of course, probably the biggest factor is your customers. They really have, in B2B, no other means than to go to these fairs and exhibitions. So you might be right, this might be money worth spending, but it's tedious, it's tiresome, and the question is, are the right customers there? The right audience? This is a really good question, and it's really hard to answer. And quite often you might relate, you go to fairs, you go to exhibitions, you come back and you're like, I don't know what this really meant. Like, I talked to people, I had amazing discussions, but is it actually the discussions I should have had? Is it the right people I met? Was it the right people from the potential customers? And maybe I got in front of potential customers but didn't have the right people, so it anyways won't relate into any potential like qualified leads, discussions, maybe closing sales. So yeah, there must be a better way to it. And this is basically where I and we come in, because what I would put up for discussion is LinkedIn is the space you want to be. This is your 365 days, 7 days a week, 24 hours trade fair, expo, conference. They are all there. We said that in the beginning, right? Investors, competitors, and potential customers. But they don't show up, like, it's not one day per year, right? They show up every single day of the year, 365 days, X times, right? This is like, they show up, so you want to get in front of them. Just look at the factor. It's like a factor of like 100 to 300x, depending on, of course, you might come across people like 1, 2, 3, 4 times for different expos, right? They might not be online 365 days, but maybe let's say 200x to 300x a year. But they even show up like 3 to 4x per day on the other hand. So the actual touch points you get translate to somewhere around, let's say 200 in the worst part. They show up, let's say 600 times a year to let's say 4, 8, 1200 times a year. And this really is a game changer. So you go from 1 to 4x a year touch points to 6 to 1200. So let's break this down. So 4x touch points per year to 600 to 1200 touch points per year. And this is between you, your product, and your target audience, which again is investors, competitors, customers. Where, let's say, competitors we can like cross out because it's more like you want to stand out from them, but you are definitely considering them. So investors and potential customers, they show up at your doorstep somewhere in the area of this. Don't tell me you don't want to go from like 4 touch points to like in the range of 6 to 1200. This is something, I would say this is something. So now you're asking how? Right, understand the LinkedIn game. I would say, and I've been spending in the excess of thousands of hours the last 18 months on LinkedIn. And what I've seen is like 90+%. This is true. You might be lucky, you might be like very clever about your LinkedIn game, you've invested a lot of time and thoughts, or like you're natural. Congratulations, we don't have to talk again, maybe I can learn from you, for sure. But there's so many companies who basically did the following. They took their print copy, marketing, collateral, logo, text, phone number, I don't know, or hey, there's this event, some face, a lot of text, booth number. The fuck? I'm seeing this on LinkedIn and I'm just like scrolling past, like all the others do. Some people might like it, some people might share it, it's your employees, nobody cares. So don't do this. What you do instead is like, get your product and say what it is and why it's amazing. And make it a cool video. Use captions. Look what the guys are doing on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. And I'm not saying share your food or what you've done or where you were on holidays. Like just go, what's the format? It's like really good thumbnails, an exciting hook, right? This is what sells. Like this is what gets people's attention. So you want to get attention. We are all fighting for attention. So get those kind of style product videos. Or you just like make a nice picture, like a really cool like raw data of your like sensor, for example, if you have one, or some product photos, and some easy to skim read text, like not bulks of text, just like nice approachable text, a good hook, and get people out there like wanting to understand what you're doing, how exciting your product is. So attention, you have to like make this emotional, relatable, approachable, emotional, relatable, what did I say? Approachable. Really get your product out there in front of the people. Eventually, this is going to bring you your target audience wanting to know more, craving to like talk to you, get those products, get their hands on, like get demos, get sales calls, whatever. This is just annoying people. This is like marketing collateral. It's like 90s, you know? This is like 90s, good old days. Don't do this. Do this. Like this is basically creator economy. This is what dominating the world. This is what's making billions of dollars, and those platforms. And eventually what we're talking about here is like what we said, attention, dopamine, joy, getting people glued to the screen. This is what LinkedIn loves, because they want people spending time. It's just like you're fighting for this attention in the crowded space. You will get the attention for making people happy. You want to have them coming back, staying with you, and LinkedIn gonna give you this attention, right? So it's really not that hard. But don't think you're good if you just put like freaking boring stuff out there. So no boring content. Don't do it. Just don't. No boring content. Exciting, entertaining, spark curiosity, have people coming back, craving for more. Don't be boring. No, do this, right? And now basically we come back to the analogy of like this trade fair. You will always have this booth who has people waiting in line, right? You have a cool customer demo, some cool products. They stand like in line waiting for like talk to the people, and those people are like really happy, right? This is like the business owners that are really happy. If you are this person, happy times. If you are this person standing here, like nobody's coming by, you just have like this shitty booth, like product nobody wants. This is really bad. And you're still spending like 250,000 euros every freaking year, right? He doesn't necessarily spend more. He just has like a better fit of like cool stuff for the audience, and he's most probably going to be doing like better like sales, right? So don't be this guy. But we're not talking about trade fairs here, because we believe there's like a better solution to it. Use LinkedIn as a vehicle similar to this Expos, trade fairs, and so on, right? So you go from here to there, and what you do is like you get your content lined up. You get your content lined up and you like shoot it out there. This is like your content pieces. And basically, just imagine you have like this highway, and they just go there. And the cool thing is this highway is actually a loop. LinkedIn keeps playing content as long as it works. So this is basically if you have good content going forever. And all those people here, they are like basically, I don't know, they are walking past you and they are looking and they are seeing you and they are stopping, turning their heads. So what you're doing is basically you're getting in front of your customers day in, day out, 365 days, every day, 24 hours, across time zones. So this is building your brand, of course, but also this is like always your product inside, right? Your service, your customers' pain relief. You have this pain relief for your customer. You have the service they want. You have the products they are craving to have because it solves their problems and serves their purpose. So, and you do this day in, day out. Would you go here and spend this tons of money, or would you do this and actually like sell overnight, like get qualified leads? Like have those people. We are not there yet, I know. We're talking about the right content, getting the attention you want, having people coming back, and like LinkedIn actually pushing this. Like LinkedIn chooses what is gonna reach a lot of people over and over again, right? So this is again like attention and retention. LinkedIn is living from advertising spend, so people have to be on the platform and logging back in. So you want to make LinkedIn happy, and you want to make them basically yourself happy because you get in front of all your customers. So basically we've gone through all the process of like looking at what you want to achieve, who you want to reach, how freaking expensive it is, your marketing efforts you're running right now, and that you please should stop right away doing marketing collateral on LinkedIn. So you want to find content formats that work with your audience, that resonate and that drive you those qualified leads, investor interest, and make you stand out from competition. So how do we do that? So this is something I and we have figured out. So we've built an audience of 2 million plus visitors, let's say, coming past our content, right? This is every year. So this is ridiculous numbers. I'm pretty sure you're not reaching this kind of numbers on any expo, trade fair, whatever. Also, we are doing this repeatedly. So this is like plus 10K visitors per day, all right? So this really across channels. So this is not just for one channel, but like the content works. That's what I'm trying to get at here. And it's target audience. So it's not just any people. It's not like funny memes or something. It's like targeted to the point, engineering, great content. So it's infographics, how a certain technology works. It's breaking down the market dynamics of a certain area while breaking down like the technological concepts of different competing products and working out who has the leading edge, for example. It's showing raw data of engineering prototypes, whatever, and breaking down the fundamentals, like how it works and why it's superior to others. So it's not just like, hey, look at us, like we are interesting, or we care about diversity, which is all important, and you can keep doing, of course, those kind of marketing efforts. But this really is like your product broken down to target audience with the special grain of salt, basically, right? The unicorn powder, which is like engineering, understanding, background, whatever you want to call it. So this really tells you apart from like the every other company that just has marketing people taking care of marketing efforts. We really go into detail and break down your product for your target audience, which gets like your potential clients and customers want your product, right? This is like, you want those people to be like ready to throw money at you because they understood your product, they understood the pain it solves, and they associate your brand with like having the solution for their problems, being, of course, that's usually the point, right? Also being happy and open to paying the premium for this amazing solution. So yeah, this is what we get across our channels, what we do on our channels to show you that it works. Basically, for one of our recent clients, what we achieved was within 1 month, we got like plus 25% followers repeatedly per month. We got them plus 35K impressions per month, which was a 4x improvement to what they had before. They got like 3 to 4 qualified leads. So new potential customers with a plus 2 million euros business value, of course. So it's not just like small things. Usually customers are ordering in bulk. It's like a couple of years contracts to supply like bigger manufacturers. So this is yeah, really driving business growth basically. And they even had like applicants, job applicants, actually coming in saying they saw the content because of content. But yeah, this is like really what you want to see, right? You want to have like a lot of people coming by every month. So this is strengthening the point that where you had this maybe for one event, no, you have this repeatedly working for you and you have the free resources in-house. They're not going to any exhibitions or whatever. And the exhibitions where you go, people know you because they've seen you on social media, so this is really essential. So how does it work? So we have this one package. This package is 5K, okay, per month. Fixed price, one fits all. It's very clear what you're getting yourself into. Cancel any time, of course. The game we're playing here is, of course, long term. So ideally, you should consider that you're investing here for, let's say, a year or two, but there's no risk involved, right? You pay it, you see what you get, you like it, you stay, you don't like it, you pause or cancel any time. So no questions asked. Of course, if you're not happy after a month, we will refund you. This hasn't happened before, but we want you to trust us. Of course, we need the money up front. But there's really like no risk involved. And what you get from this is like usually, so you get one request at a time. So no headaches, no credits, hours, you can book whatever. You just have one request at a time. So basically what we do is like you request, we do, you approve, we move to the next. Or we do some iteration until you're happy and then move to the next. So basically you get unlimited requests per month. You prioritize, and so you're super flexible to react to what you need, like basically. And what's most important, like proven content. Like we've reached these like plus 2 million people across B2B engineering and automotive. This was, but it relates to other niches as well. Our first customers get the same result. So you pay this up front, you get one request at a time. This usually has like a turnaround time of like 2 to 3 days. So you can basically see that you get 1 to 2 requests per week, and then you can do the math yourself, right? So you would be looking at 4 to 8 to 10, somewhere in that round per month. Yeah, and this worked really well for us, for our customers, and we are pretty certain that this is what you need, of course. So you followed through the whole argument that we made before. So let's come back to the final point by like laying out what your current investments are, what you get, and what your like new investments will be, right? So you go to these Expos, Fairs, blah, blah, blah. You go to this, it's like plus 25k euros every year. And what you get out of it, it's questionable, right? You don't really know it. Ideally, customers and investors and a market leading position. Why are you doing this? Everyone else does. Standout question? I don't know. You answer this. What do we do? Figuring out LinkedIn for you. So you exactly are spending 60k on this a year, but it's flexible, right? 5k a month. Pause any time. That means the risk involved is very different. The upfront investment involved is very different. Who you reach? Happy times. You know that, right? So you can tell your business owner, you are the business owner, you can actually measure like companies, reached leads, generated followers. You can really do a lot, and you can actually like see how it translates to like actually, did we say leads generated? So you can actually directly do the math and even like calculate the ROI, because you see what business was generated from the people coming through those channels. So this is really what you want. Everyone else does? No, not everyone else does. You stand out because you don't do the mediocre print copy, whatever. You do like original content that works, that makes people happy. So you have the attention, curiosity of people. It's really, you are situated very differently to when you're like across all those other companies on an expo or fair. So yeah, everyone else does, no, stand out, yes. So this is really cool. And so what you're doing, and we haven't really talked about this before, you're building this brand, right? This is like your biggest asset actually. You're building this brand, which will drive sales eventually, which will drive investor interest eventually. But you don't focus on talking about yourself. You don't focus on like showing your logo over and over again. You don't like just create this like messy noise, let's say. You just get your product out there in front of people. And let's make this very clear again. yes, compared to this, 60 to 250. So we are basically looking at like, what is it, like 5x less, right? About. But you're really just down 5K. This is like, you hired someone to do this, he would stay with you for a long time, right? This is like, you can pause anytime. So you basically outsource content. The person you hire, he's a marketing expert. Is he an engineer? No, we are engineers, we have the background. So the quality of content is higher. Let's break this down. So, hire someone. Marketing guy, good. Sets you back, let's say, 5,000 euros a month, just like us. He stays for long, right? You have to pay always 12 plus months, I don't know, you commit. And he has no engineering background. So basically the quality either suffers or your overhead goes up dramatically. You have to like explain the technology to them and all that. So us, actually, the content package, right? You have like again 5,000 euros per month. But it's flexible. Cancel anytime. It's engineering grade. It's engineers who do marketing plus marketing, right? And you have like way higher quality and way less overhead. So who would you choose, honestly? Who would you choose? I'm asking you. This is 5,000 euros. You're flexible, cancel anytime. You have engineers doing your content creation, and you have very few, like less overhead for more quality output. Yeah, so that's about it. Reach out. There's like a link. It should be somewhere there in the comments or in the box we put here or whatever. We will figure that out. You can book it right away, and you get your content right away. So no onboarding, nothing, no calls. You just tell us. We can have an intro call if you want. You can also just request something. And there we go. So let's get back to this maybe. Don't go to all these expos and fairs and spend thousands of euros for people standing there talking to people you don't know if you want to talk to them or not, if it's the right people or not. We get you in front of just the right people to get your message out and to drive your sales and your product out. So book it right away and get content right away. Thanks man, have a good time.